Before we go out and mow here quick, we're gonna check my battery. I got this lawnmower started up about 3 weeks ago and I had to use the booster to do it. So I put my battery tender on to desulfate the battery and see if we can make this thing start. What the heck's going on there? We get light. We're gonna use a jumper here just to test the battery at least to make sure that the battery is not the issue. Well, that's a kick in the shorts. So I'm going to tell you what, if you have any suggestions for me, leave those in the comments below and we'll work on that in one of the next upcoming videos. All right, should be good to go. It's nice and cool out this evening. I actually was trying to make another video for all of you. I think it was 2 weekends ago, but it was so hot outside. Both of my cameras shut off on me long before I ever knew it. I was sickle mowing with a sickle bar. And yeah, well, let's just say you're not gonna probably see much of anything from that because I only got about 30 seconds out of each camera before they overheated and shut down. But it's nice and cool today. It's been, I would say mid 80s to just low 90s the past few days. But we are currently at 68, I think is all we got to for a high today. So we're going to give you guys a little mowing action with the Massey Ferguson 1652. And I'm going to finish up what I wasn't able to get done with the sickle bar mower. I just really was trying to open up a path so that way I could get down there more easily with the brush mower. It's about the only spot of grass left to cut. Seeing as how most of our grass isn't growing very well right now with the lack of rain we've had. It's been a little ways overdue. Usually my dad ends up mowing this earlier in the spring. We didn't sickle bar mow this until just a couple weeks ago. But usually during the spring turkey hunt or shortly thereafter is when we'll do our first mowing. Looks like we're going to have a beautiful sunset tonight. This is the perfect time to just come out and do this kind of work and enjoy the country air and enjoy the scenery and just appreciate having a little piece of heaven out in the countryside. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. This is where I prefer to live. I've got a brother that he absolutely loves the city and that's his thing, and I get it. You know, with the city living, you've got the conveniences of being close to whatever you want to do, whether it's go to the hardware store to pick up some materials or if it's go get yourself something to eat. I'm not a big person for going out to eat though. So for me, that's not really a big deal. And when I have to go out into the city to go get something, from like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or Menards. It's only about a half hour away from me, so it's not that big a deal. I'll sacrifice the driving time to stay out in the country and live anytime. To me, this is the best living, and I really hope that through my videos that I help maybe inspire some of you to go out and get yourself your own little chunk of country land and maybe make a little hobby farm out of it. Or who knows, maybe you want to even just do a complete 180 from what you're doing now and go right into just having something larger than a hobby farm and make it as a career. I've seen people do it before. I've seen doctors just up and quit their jobs. Obviously, they've got a lot of money, so they can get themselves started a little bit easier, but I've heard of plenty of doctors in this area that gave up being a doctor and went and got themselves a little piece of country land and started up a little farm. Yeah, this definitely got a little out of hand. This is, well, I'd say all of 3 feet tall. Probably pushing closer to 4. Really what this channel is all about. It's just to be inspiring, I guess, or inspirational, same thing. But if there's anybody that's out there that ever wanted to, you know, do hobby farming or just move out into the country in general and have a little, you know, acreage to themselves, you know, 3, 4, 5 acres, something like that, it can be done. You know, my dad, he doesn't farm anymore. We still have chores around the property that need to be taken care of, though. And I work 6:30 to 4 o'clock every day during the work week. But we still find time to get it done. And that's more so why you only get videos right now so far once a week. Usually I try to post on Saturdays. I've been pretty consistent with that so far. And I come out here and I try to do something to put something together for you to watch. Of course, that takes a little bit more time, so that makes it a little more difficult to get as many projects done as you'd like, because you've always got the camera set up and changing batteries. Then you've got the process of editing all your work afterwards. I'd like to do for a living. Maybe it's just a pipe dream, but who knows? You don't know unless you try. I'd love to make YouTube an actual career, I guess, you know, just posting videos and what I do. And if I could do this every day, I could have a video for you all every day. If I didn't have to work my regular job, I would love to do this, taking care of the property every single day. This is really a never-ending process. I mean, yes, once I get the mowing done here, that'll be done for a while, especially if it doesn't rain. But right now, there are a lot of trees. I'll take you into another spot here, and I'll show you some of the other projects that we've got coming up. You know, how much of them are we going to get accomplished? We will get them accomplished someday, but it just probably won't be this year. It's going to be a lengthy, drawn-out process. And that's mainly just because, well, we only get the weekends to really work on things. farm, this would be probably a lot easier to take care of, but with it being 120 acres, there's a lot of things to be done, even if you don't necessarily farm. Like right across the road from where I live, we got a small dairy farmer. And he's busy every day. That's what he does for a living. You know, growing crops, feeding his cattle, milking. And one of the small dairy farms is still left in this area, yet I give him a lot of props for that, because a lot of our small dairy farms have been overtaken by the mega farms in the area. We have several mega farms. We have two just a little ways from where I live, and then owned by the same place. And then, about 15 miles, maybe 16 miles to the north of me, there's several farms. 4 or 5 of them all within a few miles of each other. So this little area of trees that you can see, like right here, there's a little creek that runs through between the two fields here, between this front portion that's closer to the road and then the alfalfa field, which I drove you all through in the last video that I did. But this whole section here, we want to clean this out entirely, brush this all out, get all the trees out of here. There never used to be trees in this spot. Kind of the same story as the last video that I posted. There's a lot of stuff that's growing up over the years, and just from the lack of maintenance and whatnot. And this farm used to be in a set-aside program for a while, so that was when a lot of this all really overtook the land. For a while there, we couldn't do anything with the land. We just had to leave it go, and that's when a lot of this all grew up. And it took a lot of work to get that alfalfa field that you see back there back into a farmable condition again. We had some renters that came in here and they cleaned everything up, and slowly but surely we've been expanding the field back out and regaining the farmland. But that's what's going to be coming up in some of our upcoming videos. I don't know exactly when we're going to get to that. It's going to be a long process. It's not going to happen overnight. And it's probably not going to happen over the matter of just a year. It's going to take a couple years to get that project all completed, get all the trees cut down, get all of that brush cleared out, and then get everything all worked up to a point where the land is tillable again and plantable. Slowly return it back to its roots. Man, we're going to have a beautiful sunset tonight. This is a slice of heaven right here. Can't tell you how much I love this. beautiful country sunset overlooking the crops and the lake. All right, everybody, we'll see you all in the next one.